Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have you here and so glad to finally be doing this. I have put this off for a really long time and I've always ummed and ahed about whether or not I should do it, but the timing feels right. I feel like it's something people want. I feel like I have something that I can give, and it was time to make my little corner of the internet, so welcome. I thought, why don't we start exactly how I intend to go forward, which is speaking about my favourite brand in the world, ONER ACTIVE. And I've timed it perfectly with the launch of a new collection. Lucky you. As some of you will be aware, I am an ONER ACTIVE affiliate, which I'm so grateful for, but I actually also work for them full time. I run their community management department, which I'm sure is something I will talk about in another video. It's so unique to this company and it is such a massive reason why I love ONER the way I do. But I will say it here first, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. If there's something that I think doesn't fit right, I don't personally like, I wouldn't personally wear, I'm always going to be honest with you. I'll probably say this at the start of every unboxing. Usually 9 times out of 10 I love everything, but if there is anything that I feel a type of way about, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. It's really important that I'm transparent about what I'm wearing, what I'm trying and what I really think. So hopefully you guys understand that this space, although it's a space for loving and celebrating the brand, it's also a space for me to be honest with you guys. So as I said at the start of this video, we have timed this perfectly with the launch of a new ONER ACTIVE collection. I'm so excited for this. I know you guys are too. So grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, get comfy, and we're going to go through everything in as much depth as I can, and hopefully, fingers crossed, make you guys up a wish list ready for the 22nd. So the idea behind this capsule is to encourage you guys to take a step back, to pause, to recharge, and to see resting not as necessarily a negative, but as a vital part of your lifting journey, whatever capacity that may be, whether you are a bodybuilder, whether you are a hybrid athlete, whether you are a Pilates girl, whatever your purpose, rest is so important. And the pieces that are involved in this capsule are meant to join you from movement through to rest really seamlessly and support you throughout your journey. This capsule features our SoftMotion collection, which you guys will probably already know and love. It is truly iconic at this point, which is incredible to say considering it only launched for the first time in November. It is the most buttery soft, luxurious, amazing feeling product. I'm wearing it now actually, so this is from previous collections. This top is the halter, which is from the Always an ONER collection. And these are of course the SoftMotion straight leg trousers from the Beyond Movement launch. Predominantly the items that I'm going to be showing to you guys are in this gorgeous deep red colour, which is called Ruby Red. However, we are also releasing products in espresso brown, black and white. And yes, that is a true black, not a soft black. So you guys are finally getting the true deep black that you've been looking for. Let's go through what has come in the post. I'm very, very excited. I hope you are too. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about before I got too far into the video was the fabric itself, because it's like nothing you've ever tried before. If you've had SoftMotion before, you'll know what this feels like. If you haven't, I will try my best to explain, but it is like the softest, stretchiest cloud that you could put on your body. Second skin feeling without it being super compressive. It kind of feels like you're wearing nothing. Incredibly soft, incredibly smooth. I personally am someone who has quite a lot of cellulite, and I normally find anything that is very, very lightweight just highlights that. SoftMotion does not do that for me. It smooths everything out. Just an effortless, sophisticated everyday wear. The fabric itself is actually an in-house blend, so it is completely unique to ONER ACTIVE. So if you see anyone out there making their dupes, making their copies of, saying they have access to unreleased ONER stock, no, they don't. Fabric is totally different. This is something that is so unique to this brand. And until you've touched it, you may not realise that, but it is truly second to none. Key things to note, it's not a compressive fabric. It's not going to give you that super snatched waist. It's not going to give you an ultra compressed leg. However, because the fabric is so shaping, I find it gives somewhat of an illusion of that anyway, without the feeling of compression. If you are looking for a high performance fabric, SoftMotion is not going to be the one for you. This is made for low intensity, out and about, running errands, maybe doing something like yoga or Pilates, as long as you're possibly not doing something like Leggings. I think you could probably get away with it if I'm honest with you. Depending on how high intensity your class is, you may find something with more compression and more support is more suitable, particularly when it comes to the bra department. It's meant to sit on you comfortably all day. It's not necessarily meant to suck the girls into place and hold them there. So just something to bear in mind. It's also not a breathable fabric, however, it is sweat wicking. We are going to start off with one of my holy grail products, which is the SoftMotion zip up jacket. Say this is the color ruby red. It's actually not as vibrant as I thought it was going to be, and I like that. This is a lot more understated, very, very, very wearable. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know these are my favorite jackets. I literally have them in so many different colors. They give you that gorgeous shaped look. I personally size down for a little bit more of a snatch, but they really do make you look incredible. This is the BBL of jackets. That's the best way of explaining it to you. Detail wise, you have the ONER logo embroidered into the back, and on the front you have our lock zip. So no matter where you zip it down to, you can lock it in place. You also have thumb holes in the sleeves. You can either use these or choose not to. I personally mix it up sometimes. I don't like the feeling of things being on my hands, so I don't always use this thumb hole, but it's so small and subtle. Honestly, you don't notice when you're not wearing it. There is nothing worse than when you have one of those awful jackets that's got the big gape there. It's not the one for me. Pockets. We have pockets. Every girl knows if a product has pockets, you gotta get it. They are good sized pockets. I know you can fit a phone in here, headphones, lip gloss, protein bar, whatever it might be, definitely will fit in there. If you have previous versions of this jacket in different colors, there is no changes, so nothing you need to note in terms of different sizing or style. Stick to your normal true size. I will put my sizing all in the caption, but for these I choose an extra small, and yeah, definitely approved by me, definitely one to grab. These are going to launch in espresso brown, ruby red, and also in the new black colour. So 3 options for you. And obviously there is also some other colours still available on the website if you go and have a little look. Moving on, the next place we're going to head to is bras, vests, and everything in between. The new halter neck bra is what I've been sent, and I'm so excited about this, guys. If you know me, you know I love a halter. I'm rocking one right now. They are my favourite thing to train upper in, to train back in, and this is going to be no different. I can already see this being a staple for me. So this is the SoftMotion minimal halter neck bra. You have got a super deep cut back. You have this really nice detail here. Let me try and get my head out of this. The ONER logo is embroidered into the side rather than onto the back, which is where you would normally find it in SoftMotion. Obviously have removable cups. It is not adjustable. Personally, it's not something that I feel like it needs. I obviously am wearing a halter now, so this is the SoftMotion halter from the Always in ONER launch, and I don't personally feel like I need to play with these. I feel like they stay in place, they're comfortable. Again, because SoftMotion is so stretchy, it's not something I find myself fiddling with. However, I would not personally recommend sizing down if you are a girl that has larger traps. I think you put your neck at too much risk of being pulled, puts a lot of tension on this fabric here, and although it is a very hardy fabric, it's just something that might end up being a bit uncomfortable. So particularly if you are a girl with bigger traps, if you are between sizes, I would go for that larger size. SoftMotion is incredibly stretchy and bounces back very easily, so actually the difference between sizes possibly isn't as big as you think. And for example, I am a true small. If I was to wear a medium, the girls wouldn't fall out the top, they would be fine. It might just be a little bit looser than I'm used to, but it's not going to be completely baggy. So if you are finding that previously, let's say you've worn the lift halter before, if you have found that that halter neck is a bit tight on you, I would possibly say size up. However, like I say, this is such a stretchy fabric. If it feels like it was a minimal amount that it was causing tightness, you can stick true to size on these. This particular bra is coming in ruby red, espresso brown, white and black. You're then also getting the SoftMotion sports bra and the SoftMotion bra in black, which is going to be part of our introduction of this new kind of true black colour into the collection. You are also getting the mid-length vests in ruby red and espresso brown, and that's also coming in that black colour inject. You're also going to get that black in the long length vest as well. So for the 2 colorways, the ruby and the espresso, you're just going to get it on the mid length on this occasion, but for the black you are going to get both mid and long. Let's move on now to something very exciting which has had a little bit of an upgrade, which is our leggings. and more importantly, our new capris, which is these. Now, I have been apprehensive about these. I have always been told growing up that I had quote unquote cankles. So usually my ankles are pretty covered unless I'm wearing something like shorts where I feel like my whole leg's out anyway. Specifically exposing my calf and ankles is going to be new to me, but I'm going to try these on at the end of the video and I'll give you guys my honest thoughts. I've just put on the capris. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. These are so cute. Why have I been scared of capris? I look like someone's hot mum with a pair of sunnies. You cannot tell me nothing. And because it's SoftMotion, your bum looks great. Like I'm wearing capris and like the length of the capri is defining if it looks good. No. My waist looks great. My bum looks great. My legs look great. And that's someone who hates their legs saying that. No cap, no tea. But from what I've heard so far, people are really impressed with these, so I'm very excited to try them on. Important things to note, the leggings are now higher waisted. They were not technically a high waisted legging before, they are now. They've had that slight adjustment, so that should be an improved fit, especially for the girls who noticed that things were rolling down or moving a little bit. Obviously, fabric wise, you still have the same as everything else in the collection. 4-way stretch, sweat wicking, super buttery soft, really easy to style. I think these are gonna look so cute in summer. I'm excited to style these myself. I know I'm a bit apprehensive about them, but I do genuinely think they're gonna look great. These are also coming in espresso brown and black. Same with the leggings as well, so those are coming in both. Before I move on to the bit that everyone's been waiting for, the straight legs, I'll just very briefly mention shorts. I don't have any of the shorts here with me, but the fold over style of shorts, which is the style that launched during the Always an Honor launch, they are coming in espresso brown, ruby red and black. You also have standard non-fold over shorts coming in the black colour. You don't have cycling shorts on this occasion and you don't have a non-fold over waist in ruby or espresso. Finally, it's time. Straight legs. They are just, I would go as far as saying the best thing ever created. I know how difficult it's been for people to get them, and I promise you, both from an affiliate who has had calls with the brand, but also from someone who works internally and literally knows everything that's planned for the rest of the year, I promise you, if you want a pair of straight legs, by the end of this year, you will have a pair, at least a pair, but to be honest, probably more than that. There is so much stock coming. There are so many new colors coming. There are so many restocks coming. Like, it genuinely is mind blowing. I think people don't talk enough about like the dangers of something going viral. And obviously it's a huge positive that you've got a product that is viral, that is this like world altering product. However, obviously these things happen very, very quickly and it is so beyond what you are forecast. And I don't think any of us could have anticipated how well received these were. And trust me, we thought they were going to be very, very well received. So it's just the demand gets higher and higher every time they come out, every time there's a new colour, increases, and we do our best to bring as much stock as we can, but it does take time. I promise you there is plenty more coming. We have quite a lot to tell you when it comes to straight legs now. I'm going to run through what is launching this time around. We have standard waist straight legs, which are these ones here. I will show you myself wearing them on the screen. This is also me wearing them now. So this is where they sit. They are incredibly comfortable. They are very flattering. So this is the standard waist. Also have fold over waist launching, and we also have one colour of standard flares launching. So you've got 3 styles coming in sort of legging alternatives, if you want to call them that, 4 if you want to include capris, but I would say that's still kind of a legging. Both the standard leg straight leg and the fold over is going to come in ruby red, espresso brown and the new black colour. We also have the standard flares launching, so that's not a wide leg version, that is a tight to the leg flare out legging. That is launching in just the black colour, so you are not going to get that in espresso or ruby. But like I say, you are going to get the espresso and ruby in both the standard waist style and in the fold over style. If I had to pick, personally, I'm going to go for the standard waist. I find, as someone with a bit of junk in the trunk, Sometimes my bum pushes the fold over out the way, and especially when I'm moving around, I just find it doesn't stay in place very well for me. That's just me personally. I know for some other girls it works really, really well, especially if you like wearing them a bit higher, especially if you potentially don't have such wide hips. But I think because mine sits so wide, it pulls the fabric up and it just ends up bunching a little bit differently on me. So personally, I would say standard waist straight leg for me. But I do love the look of the foldovers. They just give this real like Y2K style, and they're very, very versatile. One thing to note, if you are quite heavily pregnant or you've just found out you're pregnant, congratulations, you can wear the foldovers all the way up. So I will grab a pair and show you, but you can roll them all the way up, and therefore you can place it wherever you like over your belly. So if you wanted it to cover the entire thing, you could. Almost like a quote unquote kind of maternity legging. Honestly, don't know how it would stay up. Personally, like, I am not pregnant, so I can't tell you whether or not it would stay up. If I pulled them up like that on me and walked around, they'd probably eventually move a bit, but they are very, very stretchy, very comfortable, and you can therefore adjust that waist. So you can either have it super low-waisted if you wanted to do a real Britney Spears ultra low, or you could bring it a little bit higher, you could go mid, you could go ultra high, you could really play around with it. So they are very, very versatile. Something else to note about the straight legs in recent launches is that they have had a length adjustment. So it isn't a massive adjustment, it will only affect some people, but it is enough of an adjustment to hopefully give the taller girls in particular a little bit more length and stop the short girls from having to buy regular length and regular buy long. So they are slightly longer. I always go for a regular length. It's just what fits me and my body the best. I am 5'5/6". I don't think I have particularly long legs. I think I'm pretty even, sort of spatially, top to bottom. I have always bought a short length when it comes to leggings in ONER. I've never been one to buy a long. And when it comes to anything like raw lounge, I always just go for a regular. I generally wear like chunkier shoes. If you are constantly wearing flat shoes, you may find that having that bit more length will help you. So if you're on the brink of one length, then potentially size up. But to be honest, with the adjustments made, you should be able to stick to your true height and have these fit you perfectly no matter what shoes you're wearing. I will pop the inseam information up on the screen here so you can see, but that should hopefully give you a little bit of a guide as to which length you may want to go for. So I thought it'd probably be useful for me to give you guys colour comparisons. Sweet Red Effortless, Muscle Mummy Red Effortless. We then have the new colour, so this is our new Ruby Red, and then this is Rosewood. So these two are by far the most similar. Personally, I would say in real life, they're not even in the same category. These are similar, but Rosewood is a much, much deeper tone, almost with a brown undertone, whereas I feel like Ruby Red is a true red tone. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I don't have the new true black tone SoftMotion. What I can do is show you the current blacks. This is soft black here that I'm wearing versus true effortless black. So this should give you an idea of the difference. Almost makes soft black look like coal, so the true SoftMotion black will be a lot more true to this tone here. So there you have it. That is the new collection from ONER Active all wrapped up. Launches on the 22nd of July at 5 PM BST. I will pop all the other timings for you on the screen. If you have any questions at all, please direct them over to me on Instagram, which you can find me here, or of course you can pop a comment down below. Subscribe if you'd like to obviously follow along for more videos, and please do let me know if there's anything else you guys would like to see from me in the future. If you would like to support me, if you found my content useful this launch, you can use the support link, which I will pop down in the caption, and you can use code EDEN at the checkout, which will save you a little bit of money as well. Appreciate every single one of you so much. Thank you for staying this long. I appreciate it's probably a bit of a long video to start with, but hopefully you found it helpful. I've loved filming it, I've loved hanging out with you guys, and I can't wait for the next one. Take care.